Well then, we're almost there for yet another chapter in this Final Fantasy VII saga. And if you missed out on the experience and the adventure that we had in 2020 for the first part of this trilogy that I guess we're a part of for Final Fantasy VII Remake, well, it was quite the time. And we're going to be dipping back into those emotions pretty soon with Crisis Core. So let's get into it. Oh man, I'm like so excited. Look at this gameplay captured on the PS5, of course. It looks so clean. The stunning HD graphics. Look, yo, that's oh my god. Yeah. So, wow. I'm so glad that they're just giving 7 all this love, like all angles of 7, man. Wow. Dude, this summons look ridiculous. Okay, so as you see, it's available on literally everything. PS5, PS4, Nintendo Switch, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and Steam. So they're trying to go all in on this game, and I can't wait to experience this one as well. So this is kind of unorthodox, but usually you do an intro during an intro. But yeah, in case you're new, what's up? My name is Uch, and I'm obviously a pretty big fan for Final Fantasy. I mean, out of all the Final Fantasies, Final Fantasy VII is my favorite, considering that I've spent the most time within the Final Fantasy VII world. But I'm not very versed in a lot of the other ones. Funny enough, the only other one that I really played a lot of was 13, and I at least know that the person who made and designed Cloud did Lightning. And Lightning is basically female Cloud, so it goes hand in hand. But either way, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I am not by any means like a super expert or anything like that. I just really love Final Fantasy VII because that was one of the games that I actually did get to enjoy when I was like a really, really young teenager. Like pretty much like early years of high school was when I got onto it, which I was super young when it actually came out in 97. But when I was in high school, that was when I got my hands on the PlayStation 1 version. I think at this point in time, it might have already been re-released, but I had it on the original PS1 and I played it. But the largest file size, or the largest, what do you want? The progression, I guess is the best way to put it, that I've had is actually when I rebought it on my Switch. I think I must have bought 7 like a million times at this point, but I'm sure a lot of 7 fans can attest to that as well. But yeah, I've made it for further in my Switch version, which funny enough, like I feel like I have to give you guys this background just so that I'm not like framing myself as a fraud. Okay, I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to be very honest and realistic. That's how I am. I keep it real, but yeah, this game, Crisis Core, I'm really excited for this because I actually never played the original. And the fact that they're marketing it as more than a remaster is kind of lining up with the theme of this realm and this world that we are all like immersing ourselves in, re-immersing ourselves in. And it's really exciting to think about because Final Fantasy VII, and I actually did talk about this with my boy, Sweet Johnny Cage, that this is not even just a remake. Like, this is like almost like a requel. Like, they're taking what's known, but then they're doing and establishing a lot more and even introducing new things that weren't in the original. So, again, they are obviously giving us all the same notes, but they're giving us more of like an ensemble and this bigger orchestra that's surrounding all of what we already know. And that's kind of like what makes great like remixes of songs, right? You already know the tune, but then like when they start adding in all their different layers and like there's parts or sections that weren't in the original. That's essentially how they're treating Final Fantasy VII, and I love it. And like I said, I bring up my experience with the original 7. I never beat it. I will admit that as well. But like I said, I got far enough to where I'm well out of Midgar. I can say that, right? Give me a ding for that, okay? And I do plan on beating the original before we get to part 2, which I'm sure will come out at some point next year. So I still got plenty of time, even though as Johnny, he's not very happy with me about that. Okay, by now I should have had it beat, but that's besides the point, right? With Crisis Core though, I've never played Crisis Core. So actually what I've been doing is I've actually been watching some of the like the cutscenes so I can get more of the story. And from what I've seen, it seems pretty interesting, and I feel like there's gonna be some twists in this. And also the fact that they're calling it Reunion and they're labeling this as more than a remaster makes me come back around to my original point that I think that obviously with this game there are going to be some story changes or updates, if you will, that are going to be included in this game that will of course tie it back into the actual Final Fantasy VII Remake world that we are currently experiencing. So I'm looking forward to it. I wanted to make this reaction to this trailer that they just dropped today for this more than a remaster Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion. Give you guys my impressions, thoughts. Of course, the game looks beautiful. I'm very excited to play it, and I'm gonna be getting it on PS5 because actually I'm gonna show this on the screen right now. That from what you can see, the PS5 and the Xbox Series X versions are of course going to be the best versions to play it on because you can actually play it in 4K at 60 frames per second. But the Xbox Series S will have a day one patch to bump their frame per second to 60. So I guess right now it's at 30, even though it says 60 on the on this little display here, but it's all good because I feel like as a variety gamer, I do like having certain games played on certain consoles. And when I think Final Fantasy, I always think PlayStation anyway. So even though, weird enough, I was playing 13 on 360 back in the day, but that was out of convenience. And I didn't have a PS3 yet when I got Lightning. But I said Lightning 13? I meant to say 13. Whatever, I'm sorry. So guys, that's basically all of my thoughts on this game. Again, look forward to when I get around to this. And also, a little quick plug, I will actually be talking more about Final Fantasy VII in a brand new mini podcast I would like to call the Final Fantasy VII Recast. And I'll of course be joined by my boy Johnny Cage. So go ahead, check him out. Link in the description will be heading towards his channel so that you guys can click on that. Subscribe to him, like all his videos because he's known for doing walkthroughs, guides, and whatnot. And he's definitely been guiding me throughout my life with this with Final Fantasy VII, trying to get me on the right path. Okay, we're gonna be talking more about that. So if you guys are interested in checking out an average fan, I consider myself average in comparison to Johnny. Johnny is my guy. Okay, he knows all when it comes to Final Fantasy VII. So it's a nice dynamic between the two, and I'm sure that we're going to be having some great conversations leading into the Crisis Core game. So definitely check out the recast coming out very soon right here on this channel. Make sure you guys are liking, sharing, subscribing as always, and make sure you guys taking care of yourselves. May the power protect, keep it locked, right here on this channel. Stay safe, stay clean, stay in style. See you guys